In July of 2019, I went to Maine for the first time and stayed with a friend of mine named Scott Hundley. We investigated an area that we found on satellite, and within the first 24 hours of researching there, Scotty saw a Bigfoot. Within 5 minutes of him seeing that Bigfoot, I went around the side of the tree line and shot a clip into the trees. This is what came out on the film. It appears the subject is looking at Scott as he stands on the edge of the trees. At that moment, the more obvious threat. We just got here. We are officially in Bangor, Maine. Flew in. That's actually the little airport terminal right over there. And we're with Scotty.
Hey.
And I think right now we're gonna do what? Probably get something to eat, huh?
We're gonna get something to eat, and then we're heading straight to the Squatch woods.
We're going straight to the woods, and we're gonna take a look at a certain spot that we have had someone find a track in. So, actually, it was
My wife, the unbeliever, found a track, and she walked past it. She saw it. She knew what it was. She walked past it, and she knew that I was going to give her a whole load of crap if she even mentioned it to me. So she walked back and took 3 pictures of it, and then texted me, "Here's your Bigfoot." And then that was it. But it's a beautiful text. It's a beautiful picture. It's a print. There ain't no doubt about it.
well. Here's the track.
Yeah, well,
We'll put it right in the film. There
all right,
you go.
cool. Yeah, that'll work.
All right, let's get something to eat,
Let's go.
and we're going squatching. So we planned this trip for a long time with Scotty, and I was really looking forward to getting there. And man, the drone footage that Scott shot in 2019, as you can see, is epic. Those are 250-foot cliffs. It's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. The place is enormous, and the scope and scale of all of it is only measured by its biological wildlife. A week after I left, a woman was attacked by a white shark right here in this bay. Well, it's beautiful down here. Man, it is beautiful. First thing I really noticed about Maine was the amount of green. And so instantly it reminded me of how much green we have here in Florida, and really even more. I knew we were going to be looking for green man. That's exactly what we caught on film. Scotty saw a white Bigfoot. So we're going to bounce back and forth from the breakdown and the field investigation.
So I thought this could be habitat. What do you think?
Oh my gosh.
See how dark that shit is back through there?
Yeah.
Got the fast moving water. It's deep enough where they could get down in and lay if they wanted to.
Holy mackerel. Well, you got mosquitoes too.
Yeah, lots of them.
Wow.
This is what they meant by bring your bug spray, because they're going to eat you up. But I got plenty of bug spray back at the house. But East Spring Road, I don't know what's out here. We'll go find out. How's your gas looking?
I don't know how to measure it.
It should have.
Oh, I see. I'm over a half tank.
All right. Good.
We're looking good, bud.
Yep.
All right, we're going.
Here we go.
Let's do it. I'm driving with my knee, my shorts over my face, and I'm holding the iPad. The picture of responsibility. We stopped along the way in to check a few spots. The areas I chose on satellite were very specific, and pretty much each one of them was some type of a basin. What we find in our research is that when we when we find these basins, we ultimately find the creatures. And so using that formula in Maine to help Scott accomplish his goals of both seeing a Sasquatch and then continuing to research in that area, the primary goal was putting him in the right spot. And so this was the area that I circled on satellite. And then on the way to this particular spot, which is now Scott's main primary research area, this lake bed, on the way here was when we found the spot that had the thermocline, and I smelled the creatures. We stopped right there.
Scotty just had a sighting of an upright figure that was all white. He thought it was me, but I'm wearing a blue shirt and I was a half mile away down the other direction. And he says, dude, where did it walk out of, Scott?
Somewhere between here and the corner.
And the corner is basically over there. By side.
Yeah.
No, man, I was all the way down at the quarry.
I got down here, looked around. I thought, well, I'll just drive up that way and see if I can find the razor. Drove up along that line and you were coming up that way.
Yeah.
On the razor. And I was like, that wasn't Mark.
I shot a single clip, and then we went in to see if we could find the creature.
You got that feeling?
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's that feeling? What do you got?
Okay, so we're zoomed in, and we're looking at this individual right here, which is basically a typical Sasquatch. I mean, we've got activity in the background, unreal.
Yeah. The theory that we used yesterday that led us to that track, and we did have a head start on this. There was another track found there, but the theory is that we slap our recreational areas right down in their territory. We like these spots because they're beautiful. Well, I think that for 1,000 years or more before we got here, they found the place optimal as well. And so we put our little, recreational area there, and we assume that, since we don't see anything, that there's nothing going on. But with crypto reality in Florida, one of the things that we've been doing, because of our initial identification of like viable habitat through an eyewitness site, like I saw this thing in a recreational area, is to use that recreational area theory here. So yesterday we were in a recreational area testing the theory that they're still there on the fringes. Just because we put carved trails in and put roads in and put a lighthouse in and do all these things does not mean that the Sasquatch aren't still there. They always have been and they always will be, especially since people just don't want to face the reality of it. But it was a huge confirmation yesterday finding that track there, because it fits the model that we're finding. And this isn't the only state that that's been confirmed in. Even in the Pacific Northwest on Yakult Mountain, there's a campground less than 1,000 yards probably from where Germer had his encounter with Woody and that group that came down on the road. There are these areas that people use, and there's a reason we want to use those areas. But there was a reason that they were there to begin with, and it's probably got something to do with the same things, So we're confirming that. Yesterday was a big confirmation of that. We need to continue to be able to do that kind of stuff. So today, with us finding that, I think we've got a good plan. Find the trails that do lead through the thick stuff, okay, and follow them and see where they lead. We should be able to find something that way.
I shouldn't go in here.
Really? Well, it's your call, man. I'll follow. Come on. Oh, in bed right there. I just fell in it. You smell that? Humanoid. Wow.
So here we are on a deep bush trail that was created by creatures that basically have knees that come up to our waist.
Well, that was when you were all hopped up.
Huh?
That was when I pulled up and you were all hopped up.
It was white, man, head to toe.
Okay, so we're zoomed in and we're looking at this individual right here, which is basically a typical Sasquatch. I mean, we've got activity in the background, unreal stuff. Like literally, I just missed catching like a group of these things on film. We got the apples. What do we have in common with crypto reality here? Right. Why am I saying this? Okay, so first of all, Scott Hundley saw one. He saw this white thing, right? Tall white thing, 6.5, 7 feet tall, standing there looking at him. He's sitting on the four-wheeler 100 yards away. This thing's just outside the tree line. It turns and raises its arms to its sides, like kind of up, like it's going to hop, and it hops literally on top of rocks back into the tree line. And Scotty's like, what? And then he comes along. What? Are you been wearing those clothes the whole time? And I got my black stuff on and all this crap. And then here it is. Boom. He tells me the story. And now I'm at the tree line, and here I am. I got this individual here. So let's take a look at this individual up close. A little bit closer than we are anyway. And we'll see what's going on. I mean, pretty much everything is lining up and getting harder and harder to debunk, right? I got the smell. Look at this thing, man. I got the smell. I've got an entranceway. I've got an eyewitness. And now I'm shooting footage. And upon getting back to the house, I got a suspect. Is it possible this is the Sasquatch that was standing there that Scott saw? Too many coincidences for me, folks, okay? Him saying that he saw one led to this footage, which, you know, there's the right stuff is sitting right there, man. This is hominoid bone structure, man. And indeed, it appears that there could be a few other subjects. So the rest of the group, question mark? I don't know. These are the kind of things you got to get back in and document. That's what Scotty's supposed to be doing up there, trying to document this clan that we obviously have some evidence of. There's somebody back in there. Look at all this movement back in there, man. I mean, this is crazy, dude. It seems like a little bit of movement, like, if you're just watching it in real time, you can't even hardly notice it. But the movements they're making are subtle. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, man. Yeah, see here? I've highlighted a frame or two here and there. And they're worthy. From a research standpoint, this is how we get closer. This is how we do it, man. This is how we catch them eventually, crystal clear. We study the footage, the behaviors we witness. Where and how are they hiding? Where and how? That one's down here. I'm looking at this possibility up in here, man. Let's take a look. Let's lighten it up. What do we got? It's possible, man. You know, I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on it because I know I've got an individual right here, and that's the important thing. Are there other ones right next to him? It sure does appear that there's a smaller one right here, man. We got the bandit eyes going on, but we need further confirmation of this, man. And Scotty up there in Maine has been working on this. Man, he's building drones. We'll be heading back to Maine soon, hopefully with Carrie. Look over here. Look at this over here, man. We got eye shine, and it's possible we got an individual right there. I mean, this is crazy right in here. And you know how they stack. We're looking at a spot for sure. We got big dude right here. Let's just watch. Let's take a look. It's right there. Wow. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy, man. The frames are excellent. This is some of the best research footage I ever shot, man. There it is, natural. You can hardly see this guy back in here. There are other ones in this footage. Man, oh man, we picked a good area. That's the bottom line. Scott Hundley's working on it. Let's see what's in this shot right here. Let's just do a still frame, and then we'll wrap it up. Whoops, gotta have there we go. Okay, here's a still frame. And we're gonna zoom. We'll do a Kenny. We'll come tight on this guy's face. And here it is, guys. Sasquatch among us. Dude. Look at that crazy looking shit. Look at this dude's eyes, man. Boom. We got Eddie Munster in the bushes. What's up? Welcome to Crypto Reality. Thanks for watching, guys. Next, in the field, I'm going to show you how to use a Canon XA20 or a telephoto lens, if you will, on manual. Because that's how shots like these get better and better. You get better with your camera on manual focus and manual zoom. So here's a couple of key frames. You can see the creature's eyeballs in that one. And then in this one here, the brow is raised and the head slightly turned. So watch how when I move this hair just appears to come to life. Look at that. It's stationary. It's taped down, for God's sakes. But look at how it like seems to pulse in the light. So this is Deb's sample. No joke. I'll tell you what, man. This is some really interesting physical properties. This sample was taken by Deborah H. 50 yards behind the campsite in what appeared to be some kind of a makeshift orchestrated blind. And as you can see, these hairs match exactly the hairs that we found 1 year later, about 1,000 yards from the camp. Look at how that thing comes to life when the light source moves. Now picture the forest canopy and the branches and leaves above the Sasquatch. Look, this thing, it just is exactly what I've seen. The thing doesn't seem real. Direct sunlight, you get a completely different view. This is spectacular. Look at that. Good job, Deb.